Hello, this is John, or as you know, me as Just Guy. Well, we are doing part one of the Indy Cross analysis. And for starters, we're going to start with Frisk and the mystery behind, or what you might call a misunderstanding on why she originally attacked the cast, but it is all nice further down the line. The first part of this is we're going to start with the Undertale. Frisk is a child that falls down Mount Ebott into the underground, filled with monsters. Now, on this one, we're going to be focusing on the kill route, or the Geno route, as people like to call it. The Geno route is when a human kills all the monsters, and as we can see, in the current game, she was level 19, so she was on the final fight of the game. And part of the reason why she attacked everyone at the very start of it was because she was currently influenced by an entity known as Chara. Or that's my best guess. Chara is the first human to fall down into the underground. She's a revengeful spirit type, fueled by determination of the anger of her own kind. And she's not necessarily a bad person. She feeds off the player's determination, and as they kill more monsters, that rises. Before Frisk, there were 6 other humans, both for each different type of personality trait and different colors. The monsters, or the king of the monsters in Undertale, is looking for the 7th soul, which would be Frisk at the time, to break the barrier, because long before most of the story happened, they were sealed away from the Great Monster War. And we'll time skip to the Sans versus Frisk slash Chara fight. This is when I'm suspecting that they got sucked into Indy Cross, because she was at level 9. Frisk, whatever gender they are, is level 19, which means they've killed every single monster except for Sans. And the reason that we see the personality change, I suspect, is because when we get to the Springtrap versus Frisk fight, the puppet helps them redeem themselves by showing them a different way and helping them, which no longer makes them bloodthirsty. And since the previous game of Frisk, since she/he is from Undertale, where your choices heavily weigh on themselves, it's natural to suspect that they could be swayed, not easily, but with enough effort and understanding. Because truly, the reason why they go on the genocide route in the first place is because they're a bit murderous, because they're scared and frightened. Even though they don't want to be, they want freedom, which they would do anything to get. Now let's get to the biggest part that we see in both Indy Cross and the game of Undertale. Why can they respawn? They have a power, sense of their determination, which is the red soul trait, that lets them save or load. In the game, it's generally a in-game power where they can save from a previous timeline and travel back to that one. Since Sans has mentioned timelines jumping and starting, skipping and ending, which means it's an in-game ability. and is not reliant on the player to activate necessarily. Which means they basically have as many tries as they want on a certain task. Which means they can do it over and over and over as long as many times they try. And everyone else will only have one try at it, while they will have as many as long as they're still determined to keep going in the fight. This may be part of the reason why Frisk is always silent, because nothing that they really say will sway their opponent.